Good afternoon, Flosstube. Today is Friday the 20th of September 2024 and this is Flosstube number 24. I'm Lindsay, Cheshire Stitcher, both here on YouTube and over on Instagram. Welcome to my channel. Mostly it's about cross stitch, but I will share other crafts. 9 times out of 10 that's going to be my beading, which I do have some for you today. Welcome back if you are a returning viewer. It's lovely to see you again. And a very warm welcome if you are one of the 20 new subscribers I've had since my last video. It's really good to have you here. If you are a new viewer, and if you haven't done so already, I would very much appreciate it if you could like this video and any others of mine that you may have watched, and maybe even hit that subscribe button. It all helps with the YouTube algorithm, which makes me laugh. Because quite often, as I'm watching something, it will come up and it will go, have you seen this video? Which it did to me this morning. And it was my extra number 5, which was part 2 of my box of doom that I've been putting up this last week. So it makes me laugh. It's odd, but there you go. So today I have got a finish. I have got some PhDs, which, if you don't know, I don't refer to my projects as whips. I refer to them as PhDs, which is a potential happy dance, because we all do a happy dance when we finish something. I've got some beading, as I said. I've got the giveaway results, and I have some stash enhancement. I did actually only buy one thing, but there's a couple of things that I forgot to show you last time. How I missed one of them, I'm not quite sure, because it's quite large. And my notes are down here on the. That's why I'm looking down. So let's get going with my finish. This. Rather than showing you the finish directly, pardon me, I thought I'd show you the picture first because I didn't do it in pink. So this is what the original is supposed to look like. Earlier this year, Sally at Flossie Sews and Grows started this as one of her Fun for 50 Sal projects. I'm not sure if Sarah did it as well, but I certainly know that Flossie Sews and Grows did one. So I decided I would join her in stitching this, and I started it May 1st as one of my 5 mania projects. I don't do pink, so I had a route in my stash, mostly in just the drawer with my crescent colours in, and pulled out a bunch of purples and lilacs. I just thought, oh, that's nice, I'll have that one. And then I had a couple of browns as well for the tops and bottoms of the spools, and then there's a couple of sort of wavy thread bits on a spool and a tomato that I used queen bee for. If you would like me to list my colours, let me know, and I'm quite happy to share them. It's not an issue. My fabric is 36 count straw flower from Lakeside Linens, which I don't know if we can get that anymore, but I've had it for donkey's years. And while we're on my finish, I thought I would show you why we should always buy more than one skein if we think we're going to need more than one skein of a colour. I decided I would like an extra colour in mine, so I pulled out this one. Now, you're probably going to think that they are 2 different colours. No, they're not. They are both Aunt Marie's violet, or violets. Violet. I just thought I would show that because we're always we're always being told by other floss tubers, by shops, by designers, buy what you need when you're kitting up. So if your pattern calls for 3 skeins of something, buy those 3 skeins at the same time, or buy 4 if you want to play safe. That's what I do. Always buy 1 more extra, because you never know. If you get played by that little green so-and-so, you might need it. I don't know how far apart I bought these. Obviously I bought them quite a few years ago, because they say Crescent Colours rather than Classic Colour Works. But I thought I would just show you that it really does make a difference with dye lots. Right, PhDs. Nova has finally had some attention. The main reason I didn't work on Nova was because I needed to order some anchor threads for it, and it took me a while to find somewhere that had them all. Some places had 1 or 2 of them, some places were missing 1 or 2, and I thought, I'm not going to order from several places just so I can save a few pence. So I ordered them from somewhere, Stitcher I think it was called, so that I could get on with it. So that was the main reason it got left behind. The idea of Nova is that, well, no, it's a representation of a mini quilt that the designer has, but I'm working on it. I've been working on it for a long time, and there's a group of us that go away every year in June, and in 2026 we will have been doing that for 20 years. So somebody suggested that we have a challenge of finishing our oldest project. So I decided I would pull Nova out for that. So I worked out that if I did 2 squares a week, it would be finished in time. But there's been a lot of weeks that it hasn't been touched. But that's fine, because I have time to catch up. They don't take long to do, in all honesty. So I have done that block and that block. Not a huge amount, I know, but progress is progress. This was the block that I needed 2 or 3 of the colours that I didn't have 4. And I didn't want to skip that one and go on to this one. I just didn't feel like doing that. So it took me a while to get round to ordering them. Brain like a sieve, me. So there we go. I've now completed row I. I do love it. I do really enjoy working on it. I just sometimes find it a bit difficult to find the time for it. If you see me wincing a little bit, I had a mishap yesterday. I went to see Kate Sparkleys at her workshop, and as we were leaving, we called in at the ladies, and busy gabbing, I forgot that there are steps down into the ladies' toilets, and I fell. I've got a lovely bump on my left knee, but I've jarred all my shoulders and my arms, so they're a bit sore. So if you see me wincing, I do apologise. I'm probably going to be even worse tomorrow. Hopefully not, but knowing my luck. So my PhDs. This one is for Love Quilts. It's my current square. I've finished the crown. I've finished the grey swirly bit beneath it. I've added the word princess, and I've started sleeps. It says sleeps here, and then there's another big swirly bit underneath it. Quite enjoying it. It's nice to do one with wording, and it's just 2 colours. I picked DMC 211, and then I've got 415 for the grey. I'm enjoying it so much I may well do another one as an any child square at some point, but I might use the dreaded pink. I think at the moment we've got just over 100 children in the lottery, but if you feel that you have a relative under the age of 18 that would benefit, please feel free to go along to the website, fill out the form and get your child into the lottery. Next, flea market flowers has had some attention. This is the one that I've pulled out after finishing my giraffes to chip away at and finish. This was my birthday start last year. I'm just over halfway now. As you can see, this is the edge, so it's getting there. It had some attention at Cheshire Stitchers on Saturday. It also had a bit of love another day. But I've got to do some frogging. That little green so-and-so has paid me a visit. This is one too short, so this and that have to come out because this is in the wrong place. It won't take long to undo, but even so. So yeah, this is the project that's going to be out and about with me. If I go to Cheshire Stitchers or I'm at a Yorkshire Stitching Day, in the hopes that I can get this finished this year and ticked off the list. I don't have a cover photo for it because it was a PDF, and when I started stitching it I wasn't doing Flosstube and didn't need the picture, and now that I'm nearly, well, over halfway done, I don't see the point in printing one out. It's a Laurie Holt, by the way. Next, in a bag that I made myself, is my sampler that I'm working on this month for Sampler September. Well, I'm working on it any month, even though it's not Sampler September, but I'm using it for the Sampler September. This is Hendrika Gast. It's a free design from Sew ID. It's a Dutch shop. It's the summer stitch along. I think it's up to about week 9 now, and I haven't finished weeks 4 and 5 as yet. I will be bringing this out tonight to work on it. I'm using the Sulky conversion pack, and my fabric is 35 count tin roof from Weeks Dye Works. So I will link the shop below, but that's it. They sent me that when I bought the Sulky pack. It came with that, which was a lovely surprise. I'm just pulling this up. So there are 6 of them. No, sorry, 8 of them. There's 4. Probably should have made sure they were all the right way up, but it was a very reasonable price actually for the Sulky conversion pack. It was Royal Mail that mucked it up. And those are the other 4. This is going to be my project this evening. I've decided I want to work on this evening. I would have had a bit more love on it, but H to Stitch took longer to finish than I expected it to. Again, another project in a bag I made myself. That's this year's birthday start. I didn't take the silks out, so I won't take them out, but I'm using a variety of silks from Stash. This was a free stitch along from the same place as Hendrika, and this is Tonner's Rangees. This is now finished. If you're interested in it, you'd have to go to their website and buy the book that they're producing for it. But here's where I am. Last time you saw it, I had just started this band. So I'm on band 34, 41. That one, and that one are all done in Smyrna crosses. I had a mild panic because this band, I thought I'd made a mistake because this band sticks out one at the end from the rest of the sampler where it all lines up. That band wasn't going to, it was sticking out one. So I had a mild panic that I'd made a mistake, and I checked and I rechecked, and I had a look on the Facebook group for it and had a few close-up looks at pictures, and I haven't made a mistake. It is designed to stick out one. Well, I decided that that would irritate me no end, so I adapted it so it's all the same length. I can live with it being one shorter, which it is, and that one is. I can live with that, that's fine. But one sticking out on the end would just irritated me far too much. Being slightly shorter is not as noticeable. Not to me anyway. I spent a fair bit of time this week, well, not a fair bit of time, a couple of evenings, on this one. I pulled this one out for Sunflower September, hosted by Caroline at Caroline's Stitch Corner. I decided I would work on my one I had rather than have another new start, which I may well do anyway next week. As you would have seen, it's a kit I bought years ago. I changed the fabric because I don't like black. If you've watched my box of Doom, you will have seen Magic in Motion that's stitched on black, and I didn't enjoy it. So I changed my fabric. So this is Filidus, F-I-L-I-D-A-S, from Sparklers. It is an opalescent, and I have done this leaf, or petal I should say. I've done this petal this time, and then I've done this back stitch as well. So I will link to Caroline down below. And then I have, as ever, got my commission piece. I have the pack fell down with the sunflower. I've been working away, plodding on this. This time, since I last saw you, I've done more work down here on this. I've been filling in on the snowdrops and her dress. I might have a change of pace when I pick her up again and then start filling in some of her face. I know I don't like stitching faces, but there we go. When you're getting paid for it, you do it. I'm just going to be avoiding, pardon me, I'm going to be avoiding sort of the centre of the face, but I can fill in all the cheek and all of that down there. So it will get to a point where I won't show it to you anymore because it's not my project. It is my project, but it's not my project. You know why. And that is the end of my PhDs. I haven't got that much this time. Just checking my bits of paper. Let's show you my beading. I've been doing Rudolph. I'm just thinking if I've got... he has, for the time being, gone in the naughty corner, in the naughty box. I don't know. This, according to the pattern, it's right, but it's wrong. Go figure. I think I've got extra white, so where it's telling me to do, say, 4, I've got 5 before I can do the red on both sides. So it's even, but it's driving me batty. So I do a bit and then I have to put him down and have a rest. So as you can see, I'm working on his muzzle. But he's in the naughty corner at the moment. So whilst he's been in the naughty corner, I have been busy making dice. I've got an order for dice, so I've been busy making those. They are fiddly, they are time consuming, but well, no, they're not that bad actually. One takes about an hour. One of these days I will find enough time to get round to working out a 12-sided dice. Or die. It's not a dice, it's a die. Because I've been asked a few times, and I do have one. I have a whole set that Kate Sparklers gave me. And last time around, I forgot to show you this. My beaded Cirque du Cirque. It's had about another 2.5, 3 rows added to it when I went to the beading group last month. So, as I say, I forgot to show it to you. As I said, I had a brain, it'd be dangerous. So there we go. If you've watched my Box of Doom videos, you will have seen my stitched version of it, which I thoroughly enjoyed doing. That's that. That's the beading. So next I'll do some stitchy kindness. You've all heard me mention Jeanette. Virtually every video her name comes out at some point. Excuse me. Well, a few weeks back she went to Create Nostalgia and she bought me a gift while she was there. I've looked at this several times and thought, no, I'll get it another time. Well, in the grand scheme of things, somebody somewhere knew that Jeanette was planning on buying it, or was planning on buying me a gift when she went there, and it would end up being this. So I never got around to buying it. It uses weeks and sampler threads, although they do give a DMC conversion, and they have used 3 different blue fabrics. Whether or not I'll do that, I don't know, but it looks, from what I can see of the instructions when I've had a quick read through, it looks pretty straightforward to doing. But isn't he fab? I think they do a Halloween one as well, but I could be wrong. I know there is another version of it, but I couldn't tell you what it is. So that's my bit of stitchy kindness. Right, let's do the giveaway. Then I'll tell you my plans, and then I will show you the haul that I forgot. So, as you know, my last video was my 1-year Flossiversary. Thank you for all the happy anniversary greetings and well wishes that I had on that video. But I was doing a giveaway. So I did one for, the keyword was pen. And you can either, the winner can either have that around a pen, or they can choose to have it made into a little banner with a hanger, so that they get that option. And the winner for this, there was 11 entries by the way. The winner for this one is Floss Flurry, FLOSSFLURRY, Floss Flurry. So congratulations. If you can get in touch with me, you can either send me an email or you can DM me on Instagram. Let me know if you would like it as a pen or as a little hanger, and I can get that in the post to you. Next was a bag that I made. One of my early attempts at bag making. It's far from perfect. It works. It's a good bag. It's a reasonable bag. It will hold an A4 page quite happily. It's got some Union Jacks on the inside. There were 11 entries for this as well. And the winner for this one is Sharon Littlefield 9217. So congratulations, Sharon. If you can either send me an email or DM me on Instagram with your details, and I can get that in the post to you. And the last one I was doing was a £15 voucher for Talking Dog Stitchery. So it had to be a UK only one because she doesn't send overseas at the moment. So we had 16 entries for that, and the winner is Debbie Williams 4048. So Debbie, if you can get in touch with me, either send me an email or DM me on Instagram with the email address, I will get in touch with Rachel and get that voucher sorted out for you. Congratulations, winners. Told you it's going to be one of them days. Thank you to everybody who entered, and when I hit my 1,000 subscribers there will be another giveaway. No idea as yet, considering 600 subscribers and it's taken me 12 months, so maybe about March we'll get to 1,000. So plans, next couple of weeks I will be working on my commission piece as ever. I try and do around about 200 stitches on her every day. Some days I don't manage that many, some days I do more. The last couple of days she's not had any attention because I've just been too busy. So there's her. I've got some secret stitching that I need to do for a couple of exchanges that are due mid-October. So they're going to take up quite a bit of my stitchy evenings in the next couple of weeks. So next time round there may not be too many PhDs for you to see, but we'll see. I want to do another sunflower of some description. I've got a couple of ideas. One or two of them are from Pinker and Pumpkin blogspot. Both of them are reasonably small, so hopefully I could get one or two done in an evening. No, one done in a couple of evenings. Ugh, honestly. I'm going to work some more on Hendrika over the next couple of weeks. It would be nice to get parts 4 and 5 finished. But I also have a new start that I'm... Oh, and I forgot something I was going to tell you. I've just remembered there's a free thing I wanted to tell you about. Oh dear, I should have done this way earlier than that. I'll come back to the other bit in a minute. No. This has arrived in the post today from Doodlecraft Designs up in Scotland. I do models for her, and if she gets somebody inquiring about having something stitched, she sends them to me. And this was the last one. So I have a United Kingdom, so a UK Union Jack to get stitched in the next few months. So I've got to get this started as well. But you'll see this in my PhDs. Unfortunately, it's on Ada, but it is what it is. So that will be featuring, right, the thing I wanted to show you. Cotton craft. Oh, you would vanish now, wouldn't you? Cotton Club Crafts here in the UK. It normally comes as a pop-up, but I've managed to close it. They have a free organiser. And you just put your name in with your email address and you get sent this. So I'll just quickly scroll through it, and I have printed out pages. Easier to show you that you can organise your stitching. You can print out as many pages as you need to for various things then. So you have a project tracker. So you can print out as many as you want. So you've got project number, the name of it, when you started it, when you finished it, and then it has notes. So you can put what fabric you've used, what thread you've used, if you've changed anything like that. Really good, handy thing if you're the kind of person that likes this sort of thing. This particular page for me is of no use. I wouldn't use that. But the next one is a project planner. So you can put your project details in, whether or not you're using a matching needle minder. So because I think Bothy Threads have a few, and there's other places that do them. How you're going to finish it, what you're going to do with it when you've finished it, whether or not it's going to be a gift, and then how well you've enjoyed stitching it. Did the frog visit you? It's really good, and obviously you can do that for each project number, and then you can just put little mini notes on this, but you could put this in with your stitching. Next, this is one that I will be using quite a lot. Cards to go in with your project. At the moment I just write everything down on a postcard and put it in. This is going to be a lot better, and this is going to be quite nice for you to put on the back of your framing, assuming you frame it anyway. So it tells you, it's got what the name is of the pattern, the designer, whether or not you need to kit it, whether it's partially kitted, whether it's fully kitted, if you've started it, the date you started it, the date you finished it, and a nice big block for notes. Again, you could print off multiples of these, and I will be using this rather than postcards. Then there is a thread inventory. You could use this for any. You could put all your DMCs in it. You can put your weeks, your classic classic colour words now, aren't they? Threadworks, dinky dye silks, MPI silks, anything. Any thread that you've got that you want to keep track of, what you've got, what you've not got, perfect. Then there is a fabric inventory. If you're like me and you just shove it in a box and go rooting through the box and don't know what you've got in there when you want something, you can have an inventory of your fabrics, so that when you open your box or drawer or cupboard or whatever it is you store your fabric in, you can look down this list and go, right, okay, I'm looking for a grey. And you can go, right, okay, I've got this grey, I've got this grey, I've got this grey. It has the brand, so it could be DMC, it could be a Sparkleys, it could be a Fox and Rabbit, it could be a Week's Dye Work, whatever one you've got. So then there's a colour, and a name. So like I've got my green for my Fildus, so I would have green and Fildus, or just one of them. The count, the size of the fabric, whether or not you've used it, because obviously if you've got your inventory, you're going to tick it if you've used it. Personally, I would put a line through it so that I know I've not got any more of that. And then any projects that you may have planned. So like I said, if you've watched my Box of Doom, well, Doom videos I should say, I've got the fabric put aside for the blackwork unicorn to go with the blackwork dragon. So I could note that here to say it's for the blackwork dragon. No, unicorn, I've done the dragon. Very nice shopping list if you're going Create Nostalgia or Nimble Thimble or any of the other multitude of shops we have around the country, or if it's just you need somewhere to write down what you need for a project you want to do in the future, so that you've got it all in one place. And then the bit that I really like, and now I have only printed out one page, there's a tracker, so you can track whether or not you've stitched every day. It's like a book of days really, but this is free. So you tick whatever you like. You can do a tick, you can do a cross, you can write down the number of stitches that you've done in a day, you could write down the project that you've done. Obviously there's a page for every 2 months, and then you can have how many days you've stitched. So if you miss a day in January, you put down 30 and a total number of stitches as well, if that's what you like to do. This is what I would use. But as I say, this is a free organiser on Cotton Club Crafts website. It usually comes up as a pop-up. You just put your name in, put your email address in, and they email it to you. So you could print off as many copies as you liked of fabric inventory. You could have one for every count. You could do one for every colour if you wanted to. Depends how big a stash you've got really, I suppose, doesn't it? But yeah, very useful resource that I downloaded it when they first of all introduced it a couple of months back, and have started to use it. So well worth it. And as I say, it's free. Who doesn't love a good freebie? Right. If you're not interested in the little bit of stash enhancement that I have, most of which I forgot last time, then bye. My next video for you that may be leaving now is going to be October the 6th, which is a Sunday. I'm recording Friday today because it's my partner's long weekend and he's not working any overtime. So next one will be, as I say, Sunday the 6th of October. And now I'm just going to have a quick slurp and then I'll do my whole bit. I forgot. So, last time round, you may remember I went to Fobbles. And I bought this. How on earth I managed to miss this, I do not know. I think it's because it was on the seat beside me, and as I showed other things, it got covered up. But I was picking everything up to move it out the way, to put it, not to move it out the way, to put it away, and thought, oh, fudge. So it is obviously a set of sulky. It's the Broadway collection. I loved the colours. And as it turns out, that one is one less that I don't now have to order from somewhere, because I have an Owl Forest chart that I would like to do called the pomegranate sampler. Pardon me. And I would like to do it in sulkies. I've now only got one colour that I need to figure out a conversion for from DMC. I have used a conversion list that you can get hold of, but this one was one I was going to have to order, but not now. I just loved it. I thought it was a lovely, lovely set of colours. So bright and cheerful. And then the other thing that I forgot, bought off one of the Facebook selling sites, was Erica Michael's Sewing Bee. Again, I forgot it. That had arrived a couple of days beforehand and I hadn't put it with other stuff and it was still in its envelope. And again, I was like, oh, fudge. I forgot that. So, yeah, a little Erica Michaels. I do quite like Erica Michaels. And then the one thing that I have bought this time round, also off a Facebook selling site, this popped up over the weekend, I think it was. Georgiana Caroline Williams. She arrived yesterday. So I was sat having a look at her last night, and in the blurb, I don't think, from what I can remember, she wasn't born in Cornwall, but her parents were Cornish. And I'm like, oh, as I've said before, my dad was Cornish. So I like this kind of sampler, marking sampler. I'm not very keen on ones with houses and people and trees and, oh, I don't mind a tree, but ones with lots of bits, no, they're not for me. So I saw this one on the selling site and I thought, I really, really like that. So like I say, she arrived, it's the one piece I've bought. I think when I come to do her, somewhere down here, I will do over one, I will put something like wrought by my initials and the year, so that people in the future know that it's actually a reproduction. But isn't it lovely? I've never done Hands Across the Sea, so that will be my first, unless I do one of the freebies I've downloaded from them first. And that's that, we're done. So, as I said, my next video will be 6th of August, not August, October. You'd think I'd know what month we're going into, wouldn't you? Told you it was one of them days. Other than that, I will see you then. Until then, take care of yourself and happy stitching. Bye.